is Sabrina Pilot, and the topic of discussion today is industry case study. I'll start off by talking about my dream job. My dream job has always been to be a successful singer. However, added on to that dream, I dreamed to be a sound engineer. The original reason I was inspired to study at Full Sail University was to save money in pursuit of my career as a singer. I figured if I could learn to record, mix, master, and compose my own music all at the same time, I can save a large sum of money. I chose the career of sound engineer because it allows me the skills needed to save money as a singer while also playing a major role in the success of other artists' career. The love that I have always had for music is what inspired me to pursue studying audio production. The drive to bring my dreams to life is what inspired me to pursue sound engineering. I did research on two related career paths to sound engineer, and the two that caught my interest were mixing engineer and recording studio owner. The different job roles a mixing engineer could take on are music mixing engineer, live sound mixing engineer, broadcast mixing engineer, post production engineer, podcast engineer, and voiceover mixing engineer. A music mixing engineer usually works in studios to mix songs for bands, producers, and artists. They balance effects, vocals, and instruments. A live sound mixing engineer mixed audio in real time at concerts and live events. At these events, they control what the audience hears and also what the performer hears on stage. Broadcast mixing engineers mix sound for sports, radio, broadcast, and live TV. They balance background music, ambient crowd noise, and they balance announcers. Post production engineers work in streaming media, TV, and film. They mix sound effects, dialogue, music for sync to picture, and Foley. They often work in surround sound formats such as Dolby Atmos and 5.1 podcasts, and voiceover mixing engineer adds background music, ensures clarity, and cleans up voice recordings. They focus on the listener's comfort and intelligibility. A recording studio owner can take on jobs such as a studio manager, recording engineer, mastering engineer, music producer, voiceover, podcast production, studio rental business, remote and online services, educator, mentor, creative director, and also entrepreneur. A studio manager manages daily operations such as finances, bookings, and maintenance. They also hire and manage staff and marketing. Recording engineers operate recording equipment during sessions, set up microphones, monitors, and instruments. They capture high quality sound for instruments, live sessions, and vocals. A mixing engineer mixes songs that are recorded at the studio or music that was sent in by clients remotely. They adjust EQ, panning, effects, levels, and compression. A mastering engineer polishes the final mix for release. They prepare master mixes for broadcasts, streaming platforms, and vinyl. They ensure consistent sound across playback systems. Music producers guide the creative process of an album or song. They help artists with sound selection, production, decisions, and also song arrangement. Voiceover and podcast production edits and records audiobooks, podcasts, and voiceovers. They mix and master spoken word content for consistency and clarity. The studio rental business rents out the space of other creators, engineers, and producers. They offer project-based and hourly rates for rehearsal sessions, recording, and mixing. Remote and online services offer mixing and mastering online services. They provide remote consultation, audio restoration, and editing. Educators and mentors host classes in music production or studio engineering and host workshops. They teach new and upcoming engineers how to use microphones, DAWs, and signal flow. Lastly, creative directors and entrepreneurs expand into sign design, label management, and music publishing. They develop brand sponsorships and partnerships with gear companies because the goal is to build a creative team for larger projects like advertising, sound, and film scoring. Next, I will be talking about my music inspiration and the career profiles that I chose. The inspiration of music that I chose to speak on was recording engineer Lenise Bent and mastering engineer Emily Lazar. Lenise Bent, the recording engineer, piqued my interest because of my interest in recording engineer. I chose her to feature because she was the first woman to win a platinum album in recording engineering. Her job description was to capture her job description was to capture unique sounds in songs, use different mics and vocal chains to provide different tonal quality. She used a variety of devices when mixing, create different colors of sound based on reverbs to add them, and much more. The number one notable project of Lanice Bent, if you ask me, is her engineering on Blondie's Auto American because it is the first project that she won her platinum album on. I could see myself doing recording engineer like Lanice Bent. My attention to detail, musical, and creative skills transfer to the recording engineer position. They are relevant because they are crucial skills needed in the career of recording engineer and also sound engineer. Moving on to the mastering engineer that I chose to speak on, which is Emily Lazar. I will say that Emily Lazar caught my attention because of my interest in mastering engineer. I chose her to feature because she was the first woman to win a Grammy in mastering engineering, and she has a special love for audio, and she's also a songwriter like me. Her job description was to evaluate the final sound of the final mix of projects, ensure clarity, balance tone, prepare files for distribution, communicate with artists, producers, and mixing engineers, and much more. The most notable project that Emily Lazar has, if you ask me, is the album Beck's Colors, because it is the album that she got her Grammy on. I could see myself doing what Emily Lazar did if I furthered my education. The skills that I have that transfer to mastering engineer is my attention to detail. Attention to detail is relevant to me being a sound engineer because it takes a lot of attention to detail in sound engineer. To conclude my project of industry case study, I will be safe by posting my references here. Get a closer look. And this concludes my presentation on industry case study. Thank you.